Hello. I wanted to talk about a question that I'm asked fairly often. Um, and the reason I want to talk about it is because this is the answer to this question kind of changes almost weekly, monthly, and now I've been out for 8.5 months. I can give the most up-to-date answer. So the question is, how is it to be out, and how am I adjusting to life on the outside? um, so I used to think about that question kind of more in the moment. So my mood on that day might affect the answer. Um, but now somebody asked me the question again today, and I gave as much of an explanation as I could. Um, and the the truth of it is, uh, being outside of prison is fine in itself. What I've had to adjust to is not so much related to being in prison as related to the life that I used to live. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 job since I was 19, I think, was the last time I worked a normal kind of 9 to 5 job. I was a salesman, and it was kind of a normal 9 to 5, but I had to work weekends. I only got one weekend off a month, I think. Anyway, so my point is that getting out is one thing, but adjusting to the lifestyle that I haven't lived for over 30 years, that's been not a challenge, but it's been the way it goes is a kind of quite a stark reminder of the lives that people, the majority of people kind of live, which is, well, I can't speak for everybody else, but this is how I feel and think about it all. It's great to be working, of course, and I like my job well enough. Some of you will know that I don't especially like the miles that I have to do every week to do the job, but life's a bitch, so get on with it. The other thing for me is that I'm self-employed, so every last expense that I incur on my daily kind of travels and with work and keeping my sister's vehicle up to scratch and paying insurance for the car and paying insurance for the job I do, and so on and so on, my rent and blah blah blah, the same as everybody else, by the way. So yeah, in respect of that stuff, I pay all of it. I will at some point start to see some of my expenses coming back to me via the tax man, but that's those two things, the miles and the expenses, are my only two little gripes. But like I say, I'm very happy to be working. I realised earlier today, excuse me, that it's going to work every day for me is kind of like the days before I went to boarding school. I would obviously get up for school every Monday morning and just think, the week ahead. But worse than that, and I realised that I still do it because I caught myself doing it today. I used to really dislike Sundays as well, because Sunday's the day before Monday, and Monday is, everyone fucking hates Monday, don't they? So yeah, that made me chuckle that I still feel that way. Some people that know me have said in the past, and probably still say now, that I'm negative at times. I disagree with them. I say that I'm pragmatic, and maybe if I'm being completely honest, I can be a little bit negative at times, but I, being the smart ass that I can be at times, I also have the argument to justify my negativity, if that makes sense. And usually the arguments are pretty waterproof. So yeah. So the point of all this is just to say that right now in my life, outside of prison, outside of crime, it's just a reality check, and I don't begrudge it at all. Gone are the days when, well, I didn't have to worry about anything financially, but actually I quite enjoy this, because this is all of the new me. So just because you turn over a new leaf, it doesn't mean everything's going to be rosy in your garden. I have all of the responsibilities now that maybe I didn't take seriously enough before, so I'm happy for that. I've got nothing much, but I am free, and I'm doing what everybody does. Just, living, getting on with life, paying my bills, earning my corn. There's one thing that kind of does bug me. It sits there in the back of my mind, and it did when I was away and still sort of fully immersed in the long sentence, but I have absolutely no kind of pension at all. So that, I'm 51, I don't have any savings. So that there does sort of play on my mind at times. Again, some of my friends might say that's me being negative, but it's me actually being pragmatic. I'm being realistic, and I'm not hiding away from these kinds of things that are actually really quite important. I'm not talking about millions of pounds to live on till I pop my clogs, but just as it stands, I think everyone qualifies for a basic state pension. But I found out recently, very recently actually, that if you live in social housing, in a council house, when you reach pension age, you have to start paying rent where you didn't before. I think I'm right in saying that. Yeah, well, I think it's more to do with reaching pension age, but you weren't working anyway for whatever reason. That sounds more plausible, but yeah, it was something like that, and I thought, bloody hell, they really do give with one hand and take away with the other. But I try not to buy into those kinds of cliches. But sometimes cliches prove that they stand the test of time for a reason, I suppose. That's about it. I could say a lot more on kind of how it is now after release, and maybe I will. It's really more up to you guys than me. You call the shots. So have a good Monday, and I'll see you soon.